Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another rendition of Tampa Bay Metal Detectings, The Interview, number 3. Tonight, I have a really special guest with me. It's somebody that I've been watching for quite a while, and if you're a fan of I Dig Fridays, which I would imagine you are, you're here. You know who she is, and it's Racheal from. Yep, you got it, JRZYRAE Digs, and this is a special night because Racheal just passed 800 subscribers. I believe she's at 803 now, which is awesome. We're almost there. We got to get her over that hump. We only need 200 more subscribers. So without any further ado, let's bring Racheal in and we'll have a conversation with her and we'll get to know her a little bit more. Hey, Racheal, how you doing?
Hey, Jose, how are you?
Oh, great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Why don't you take a couple seconds or a minute or two or 5 or 100 and let us know a little bit about yourself.
Well, as everybody knows, my name is Racheal, spelled AEL for those who don't know. And I'm from New Jersey, born and raised here. And I like to look for treasure, and I love history. Actually, that's how I got involved in treasure seeking.
That's awesome. I do notice in a lot of your videos, if I had to throw a number out there, just guessing, I'd say about 70% of your videos are going to be on old home sites, which could potentially hold a lot of silver and relics. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your hunting experiences on those old home sites around where you live?
One I've been uh, working on for a number of years was an accidental discovery. There's no record of a home there, but apparently there was. And then the other ones, there's a couple 1700s homes in the town I deliver mail in. So that makes it easy to ask for permission. And yeah, I do find some silvers, but the one spot that I've been working on for years is pretty much given up all the easy signals. And now it's work because it's relics don't run away from the iron. So now I have to dig the iron to find what I haven't gotten out of there yet. So far, I've been pretty lucky. I found 2 rare buttons. So
I haven't found any buttons yet, but then again, I don't get to hunt those precious sites. I mean, 1,700 and 1,800 home sites. I don't think there's anything remotely close to that. Well, there is, but the town that I live in, I think, is maybe only 50 years old, if that.
yeah, but trust me, wherever there's land, there's been man.
I know, and I keep telling myself that. I keep telling myself that all the time. But there's just so many beaches here that it's hard for me to go and knock on someone's door and say, "Hey, can I dig holes in your ground and try and find some relics and some treasure?" When I know that I can go 30 minutes from here and hop on any given beach from St. Pete all the way down to Sarasota and potentially have just as much luck on finding stuff, not necessarily on the relics and the treasures that you find. So what is your favorite metal detector? What do you like to use? How many have you used?
Well, I started with the Bounty Hunter Tracker 4. Um, I bought an inexpensive one because I wanted to make sure it was something I wanted to do before I invested money. Then from that, I went to the Garrett AT Pro, which is my favorite to this date. And I had a Equinox 600. I sold that to upgrade to the 800. So those are the two I swing right now: is the Equinox 800 and the Garrett AT Pro.
You know, I've been talking to a lot of people the past few weeks trying to set up for interviews and things like that. And one of the machines that most metal detectorists have had or have used is the Bounty Hunter. I think I need to try and get my hands on one of those just so I can be a part of the cool kids club because that's the one machine that I haven't really swung. But I have had my hands on it, but I haven't used it. So I think that's on my list of things to do here in the real near future. So
Yeah, they're inexpensive. They're like $100, you know.
yeah, I know. It's just I just
But they're good machines. I mean, whenever
you
I
say
see
they're
someone
not
new to
good
the
machines.
hobby, I always suggest to start with like a bounty hunter. You know, it's a they're still making them. They've been around for a long time, but they have 2 tones, and I jokingly call it dig or don't dig. So
High tone, low tone.
that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Uh,
got a
uh,
little meter thing, but I never read the meter because I was like, I don't even know what the meter thing's telling me.
yeah, it's just telling you how
But
strong it is. The harder it hits, or the bigger it is, the higher that the pendulum swings on it. I guess I
right,
don't
well,
know.
the cans, aluminum cans went all the way up, but
Yeah,
outside of that, the high
yeah,
tone, you really don't know what you're digging until you open that hole up. And people have been watching us on YouTube, and they see good find after good find after good find, and they think that's what the whole hobby entails, and it doesn't. There's a lot of trash. So I always suggest to get the bounty hunter. It's inexpensive. It's a really good machine, and it has two tones. Dig it or don't, because you're gonna dig trash anyway.
Oh, even if you have $1,000 machine, you're still going to dig trash. We all know that, right?
Definitely.
For sure. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to touch a little bit on something that you also do a lot of that I don't see many other YouTubers doing, although I don't physically type in seeded hunts like dig stock. Um,
Right.
the past couple months, I know you've put up a couple videos that you've been to a couple seeded hunts. You were at dig stock, and then you were just at another one, some Garrett something or other. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Charles Garrett Memorial Hunt.
You want to touch on your experiences with the seeded hunts? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Why do you like them? I mean, I don't know. This is just a question that I'm going to rely on you to
Well,
give
I
me as
know
an
it's some people like them, some people don't, for varying reasons. I enjoy them because of the social aspect of it. To me, it's like a big, huge party with people that swing their detectors like I do.
right,
You know, the seated is nice. I don't mind this. I know a lot of older detectorists or people who've done it for years. Like, I don't want to find stuff somebody put there, but I don't mind. For me, I do it so I come home with a little bowl of dimes and quarters that I can give away on my stream. I mean, I could have spent a lot less money and bought them on eBay, but you know, um, that's what I do with them. I don't keep them. And you get a chance for prizes and things like that. And who doesn't like that? It's kind of like gambling.
everybody loves prizes. I love
Yeah.
prizes.
But majority of it, the reason why I go to organized events is for the social aspect of it, because I get to see people that, some people I see more frequently, some less so. Get to finally meet some people in person. So then, and have a good time. And the ones that are natural hunts too, I'm digging places I would have never typically have dug. So
Right. Well, also, from what I noticed on your last video, the Garrett Memorial, there were some heavy hitters in the industry at that particular hunt. So I would imagine the knowledge that you would be able to attain from these folks just in having conversations would be invaluable.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm friends with Gypsy and Aqua Chigger. Aqua Chigger, I've picked his brain a few times.
Yeah.
KG and Ringy, I just talk to them more for the humor aspect because they are funny. But yeah, they definitely do. I've seen them and heard them, helping people out who are new to the hobby or had
Mhm.
questions.
That's awesome.
Or if they
So,
ask me questions, I steer them over to those people. So
uh, I mean, if you've got access to resources like that, I would steer them that way as well because at the end of the day, and this isn't a knock on you, this is just a general blanket statement for the average person like you and I when we go to these events, and we're around folks like Aqua Chigger. If somebody that you're with has a question and they're able to pick the brains of that specific person, then I would brush them off too. Don't talk to me. If you can go over there and ask them questions, go for it because that's where you're going to get the best. Like I said, you and I are just average people in the industry. You know more than I do. I can almost guarantee it because I'm still new to the hobby. So pushing
well, you
somebody
know
off
more
to
about
somebody else is
you
always
know more
always
about
good.
beach hunting than I do.
So yeah, you got me there, but that's because of the ease of the access.
Right.
Now, real quick, I want to go back to that little jar you shug in front of me. Is
Yeah.
your is one of your favorite finds in that little cup there, or was that just something from the last
No,
season?
this was all the silver I got out of the Garrett Memorial Hunt. I just keep them up here. There's quarters and dimes in there.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, have you ever gone to a seated hunt and come home disappointed because you didn't find enough?
I never find enough because so I'm not going to any of these events thinking I'm gonna make my money back.
Right.
So that's the wrong mindset anybody should be going with. Some people do find a lot of, silvers and tokens and things like that and end up walking away with more in value than they spent to go there. But it's really not that many people that do. It's just luck of the draw on that. So I don't expect to get what I spent back. I mean, I drove 3,000 miles and that's all the silver I got out of the silver hunt.
Wow.
So I don't think I got my money back, but I don't do it for that.
For the memories,
Yes,
the experience.
right, exactly.
I love it.
I mean, that's the longest trip I've taken by myself ever. So
So when you say 3,000 miles, that was a round trip, right?
yeah, round trip.
And so when you generally go to one of these events, how many days do you put aside of your personal time for traveling and then the event itself? Do you do it? Do you leave the day before, go to the event, and then come home the night of, or do you take a couple days? How does that normally work out for you?
Well, typically I'm going to ones that aren't that long a drive. Pretty much mostly here on the East Coast. So I'm going to DDPA, Deep Dig in Pennsylvania, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
only going for the one day, Sunday, because I don't have
Because
the
it's
weekend off.
close,
So I'm going
right?
to head out Saturday night, detect Sunday, and then after the event's over, drive back home Sunday night.
That's awesome. Well, we are running a little tight on time here, and I do want to allow you the opportunity to let the folks here who haven't seen your channel before, who don't know about you, why don't you let them know a little bit about your channel? If you have any plans or anything coming up down the road that you want to let them know about, why don't you take this last few minutes to go ahead and give us a little bit
Well,
about your channel?
like Jose said, I just reached 800. So we're looking forward to 1,000. I'm sure we'll have a little party and a couple giveaways. That's the big number everybody looks forward to. I mainly look forward to it because I can go live from my phone without having to access StreamYard on my phone to do it. So that'll be fun. Um, I called my channel. I don't know if a lot of people know why it's called JRZYRAE Digs. My first email address was Jersey Ray because my nickname was Ray, and I'm from Jersey. And I put digs because I don't just do metal detecting. I dig a lot of different things, but mostly it's all historical things. So that's where the name came from, JRZYRAE Digs. And hopefully in the future, I'll have some more things than just metal detecting, but that's primarily my focus right now.
Well, I, for one, would love to trade places with you, even for just one day. I'll give you my beach here. You give me one of your 1,800 home sites there. I would love to trade because for me and for most people, like you said, I've only been doing this for June will be a year. So I'm almost at the 1 year mark.
Wow,
I've
really?
dug more beaches than you have in your lifetime. And I've only been doing this for almost 9 months. I don't really ever get to dig sites like you. So I would love to switch, love to switch with you. Now, before you go, what made you decide to start a YouTube channel for metal detecting? Did you do it for monetization? Did you do it just to keep track of your finds? Did you do it just to do it? Like, why did you get into making the YouTube channel?
Well, in the very beginning, years ago, it was because there weren't that many female channels. Um, I continued to do it. Um, this channel I actually created in 2011, and at the time I didn't know what I wanted to put on this channel. But the last 2 years, about last year and a half, I've been uploading my adventures to here to this channel. Um, and it wasn't for monetization because there's really not much in it until you're like Aqua Chigger with 1 million subs. You're not really going to see that much for it to make you stop working and only focus on YouTube. Um, I do it because I enjoy filming myself for some reason, and I don't really care for what I look like, but I enjoy thinking about what I'm going to do, the story I'm going to tell, editing it. I just do it because it's fun.
Well, if as a fan, because I am a fan, I do watch your videos. I would like for you to bring back the walking in the woods and then the disappearing and then the walking in the woods, or where you're standing there and then you come to meet yourself and you two are together and then you disappear. I really enjoy that. I've
I'll be
spent
doing
many
more of
hours
that.
on YouTube trying to figure out how to do that in my videos, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. So that's awesome. I would love to see you bring that back. I haven't seen it in a while, but I haven't been watching a whole lot of YouTube videos because I have a couple things on the side that are going on lately. So maybe I'm just missing it. I don't know.
No, I haven't done it in a few weeks. I've been focusing on other things, but I've got a story figured out in my head, so there'll be another one soon.
Excellent. And the folks here can find you live Wednesday nights. Is it 6 or 8?
7:30.
7:30 p.m. I'm usually working on Wednesdays,
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
don't get to go there. So Wednesday nights at
7:30 p.m. Eastern.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time, you can hang out with Jersey Ray on her live stream, and she calls it shenanigans,
Yeah,
Wednesday night shenanigans or something like that.
yeah, Wednesday night shenanigans, because we get up to shenanigans and the subject's really all up to the people in the chat.
Love it. I love it. Racheal, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, especially right after work. I know you probably walked in the door 15 minutes before we went on and recorded this. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate spending time with you. I appreciate you allowing me to ask you a couple questions. And as always, we love your content. So hopefully we can get you to over 1,000 within the next 30 days, maybe less. Hopefully, we're all hoping and rooting for you. Thank you so much. And last words for you.
Well,
that's it.
Everybody be kind to each other. That's all I'm saying.
I'm Jose from Tampa Bay, and that's Racheal from JRZYRAE Digs. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Episode 4. Good night, everybody.
Good night.